Numbers don't lie. Businesses really suffered. And nobody wanted to risk having their motorcycles impounded in the police stations or their riders in the cell with a hefty fine to pay for that. Hello and welcome back to another video on Nduthi Mama's channel. It is a fact that there's a lot that needs to be done in the commercial riding sector. The first day of the crackdown, it was announced over 900 motorcycles were impounded and over 200 riders were arrested. Among those arrested were riders that were compliant. And that sent fear to those who were not arrested, forcing everybody to park their motorcycles because the fines were also quite hefty. On Monday, people were being fined 30,000 Kenya shillings. On Tuesday, it was 35,000 Kenya shillings. On Wednesday, it was 40,000 Kenya shillings. No one would want to risk, whether you're compliant or not. So the impact of this, or the ripple effect of this, is that businesses could not operate. I remember on Tuesday, I received a number of calls from restaurant owners looking for help to find riders to deliver their food. I called a few of companies that do deliveries and they all told me they've halted their operations, and as a result, businesses really suffered. Let me just show you this. In numbers, numbers don't lie. It is estimated that we have 1.7 million motorcycles in Kenya. Each motorcycle fuels a minimum of 300 shillings a day. Minimum. So in a day, do your maths. 1.7 million times 300 Kenya shillings. In a day, just from the fuel consumption alone, there's a collection of 500 million Kenya shillings from the motorcycle riders alone. Let's assume that 10% of those motorcycles are the ones on loan only and are paying their financiers 400 Kenya shillings a day. That is another 68 million Kenya shillings lost in a day. Let's assume that also only 10% of those motorcycles that pays you the insurance premiums, 400 shillings per week. That's another 68 million Kenya shillings lost in that 1 week. And we can go on and go on and go on with the numbers. A lot of businesses were really affected last week. We have those who supply the motorcycles, the motorcycle assemblers and the dealers. They had no sales. We have people who sell motorcycle riding gear, helmets. In this country now, we have manufacturers of helmets. A whole week of motorcycles being parked at home, they lost their sales. We have people who import riding gear to sell to these riders. Those two were out of business. The spare part shops sold nothing. We've not even talked about the lubricants when we're talking about petroleum. The garages, and as I've heard, some of the motorcycles were actually impounded from these garages. You left your motorcycle in a garage for repair and you come back and it was taken by police. Online businesses. Since COVID, majority of people have moved their businesses online. There was no one to deliver their goods. In fact, most of you watching this video will agree that you bought something worth 1,000 Kenya shillings and you were quoted a delivery of not less than 600 Kenya shillings. And it made no sense to pay so much for delivery for that item. So a lot of people who are operating online lost their businesses. How many of you subscribe to the platforms that offer online deliveries and services for food and other goods? They kept sending messages telling everybody that their services have been delayed. that affected the vendors that are actually on those platforms. So in a nutshell, the whole country suffered. It suffered. But do I agree that we need to bring sanity to this industry? Yes, absolutely yes. And the law is very clear. The same Traffic Act that governs drivers is the same Traffic Act that governs riders. And from the directive as read earlier, it was very clear that compliance is the criteria of arresting and impounding motorcycles. All we are asking is for the law to be implemented and enforced fairly. Let me know if you suffered in any way last week because there were no riders on the road. As I end this, I just want to say that businesses will continue suffering if we don't do the right thing. But yes, we need this. We needed it long time ago. We needed the regulations and the enforcement of the law long time ago. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more of this and other stories from the road when I get back on the road. I hope it's soon. Bye.